going to be here today, right? Everyone's really looking forward to seeing you here since it's been such a long time now. They all want to see what kind of horrible wife you've become after spending all that time avoiding everyone here.
Why would you say something like that? Have I done anything wrong?
I'm just speaking the truth is all. We all know that you don't care at all about your in-laws and that you'd rather be off on your own, only taking care of yourself, right? But thankfully, I am a very kind and thoughtful mother-in-law, which means that I'm going to forgive you for all of that. And to make sure you understand just how kind of a woman I am, I made sure that today everyone would be eating high-end filet mignon. And that's why all of my family is really looking forward to this gathering and to seeing you here. Since you're Brandon's wife, you're going to be filling your stomach up on all kinds of high-end salts, all right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you never seem to be able to take a hint. You're nothing like the rest of my family, all right? It would be a waste of money letting you eat some of the finest meats that I can buy. So the only thing a stranger like you will be eating today is the steak salts that everyone else could care less about.
Really? Did you just call me a stranger?
Yes, I did. A terrible wife like yourself means nothing to my family, and that's why we can't even think of you as part of us. Ugh, why did my son ever end up marrying a woman like you in the first place? Besides, the fact that his wife is completely useless, he's a perfect man.
Is that right? Then forget about your allowance.
What?
If you're going to say that I'm not your family or anything anymore, then there's no reason for me to really be sending you any more money.
Huh? What are you talking about? To me, you're nothing more than a stranger, but to you, your in-laws should all still be considered your family. That's just common sense, right? So you have the responsibility as my son's wife to keep that money coming to us.
I completely understand your way of thinking, Patty, so please allow me to go and have a word with Adam about this.
Sure, go ahead. But that's not going to change anything for you. That boy will understand my way of thinking completely and won't let you get away with such a lawless action. Anyway, you'd better be at this family gathering today, May.
Adam, where are you right now?
I just finished up getting some things from the grocery store, and I'll be on my way home. What's going on?
I was just texting with your mom a second ago.
My mom, huh? I'm sure this isn't going to be good then, right?
Well, she started off by asking me if I'd be making it to the family gathering today. But then soon after that, she made it very clear to me that I'm not considered family to her.
Huh? She went that far with you now?
Yeah. She told me that to make her family all happy, she went and bought a bunch of really expensive filet mignon. But since she doesn't see me as a part of the family, the only thing I'll be allowed to eat is the steak salt.
Do you want to just stay home from that stupid event?
Honestly, I really don't want to go to that stupid event. But if I don't show up this time, then things will only become worse the next time around, right? I was being honest this whole time about having to work all the time and never being able to attend those gatherings. So this time I should actually go. I think the reason she said something like that to me, about me not being a family to her, is because I haven't been going out to see anyone recently. Maybe it was just meant as a joke or something.
Well, if that was meant to be a joke from her, it was not a very funny one. But if you're saying that you'd like to go this time, then I guess we're going. I myself haven't really been going home to my parents all that much recently. I'd like to go see them and check on how things are going there.
Check on how things are going? Just in general?
You know better than I do that there are plenty of things wrong with my mom, right? I want to go and check to see if she's been telling the truth at all to the rest of the family, or if she's still hiding all her problems. In the past, lots of people have been hurt by what she was doing, so I just have to make sure things aren't getting bad again.
Is that right?
Well, I guess today we're really heading over to my parents' house then. But if there's anything that makes you want to go home while we're there, let me know right away. Then we can get the heck out of there.
Mary, you really have no guts, do you? Getting picked on by your mother-in-law is something you need to deal with as my son's wife. What were you thinking showing up here today only to turn right back around and leave like that? Are you trying to make me look bad in front of the rest of my family?
I never thought that you'd actually have a plate ready for me at the dinner table filled with nothing but garlic salt. Everyone else had a nice steak and vegetables on their plates, yet I had nothing more than salt and a shot glass filled with water. What you've done hasn't only pissed me off, but it's upset your own son now as well.
And when Adam starts to get upset like that, your job as his wife is to make him settle down, right? You really are so useless, always blaming others for your own faults.
Could you tell me why you always have to treat me like this, Patty?
Well, there's not any kind of deep meaning to it, actually. I just happen to not really like you at all. I had made such a fine young man, and you came out of nowhere and completely ruined him. I don't want some thief like you becoming a part of my family, so why should I have to cater to you when it's so much easier just to treat you like said thief? Also, the reason my son never comes around his own parents anymore is because of you, right? Who is the real menace to this family, I wonder?
I do apologize for all the times I've not been able to come out to see you all, but all of those times I had really been busy with work and could not afford to leave that work behind. However, just because of that, you've gone and treated me like a complete stranger? Actually, much worse than a complete stranger. And now you've just gone and done it in front of everyone else in the family. I really don't want to say something like this to you, Patty, but that money you're being given every month is the money I've worked countless hours for.
What was that? So now you're going to try to play the victim here? The only reason I gave you all that salt was because you've been getting a little plump lately. You should be very thankful that I was so thoughtful today, yet for some reason, you don't seem to care at all for my thoughts on your figure.
Well, if that was really the case, then why salt of all things? Wouldn't that only make me fatter in the end? Ugh, I'm done with this, Patty. It seems that no matter what I say, no matter what I do, your way of thinking is not going to change.
Would you stop trying to play things off like I'm the one in the wrong here?
Since you're no longer going to view me as part of your family, I'd like you to stop contacting me from now on. So please leave me alone. If you ever need anything from us or have something to say, bring it up with Brandon.
Oh, running away from us again, I see. Well, that's totally fine with me. As long as you keep that money coming to me, I won't say another word to you. Excuse me, this month's allowance is still not entered my bank account at all, not even $1. Did I forget to mention to you that it is your responsibility to be sending me that money each and every month since you're Adam's wife? If you're not going to keep up with your responsibilities, then I'm going to have you divorced from my son.
Now, this is just what I remember, but I believe that last time I told you that I'd stop sending you money from now on, right? Or did I perhaps forget to say that to you?
I don't ever remember you saying something like that to me. And had you, I would most definitely have said no to that.
Let me ask you something, Patty. Could you please tell me why exactly I have to keep sending you an allowance each month? Because I don't quite remember what the reason was, if there even is one.
You don't remember? My reason is because you're my son's wife. And your primary job as his wife is to shut up and listen to what his mother tells you.
Then can you please explain to me why over time you've been asking for more and more money from me?
What?
At the start you were only asking for around $400 a month from me. But over time you continued to ask for more and more until it came to around $1,500 a month. Do you really need that much money from me?
I told you this already. There are still some payments left over on the loan we took out when we had part of the house reformed. And with my husband's income only, there were parts of our life that we felt a little uncomfortable because we were so close to not having enough money.
I heard that reason from you before, but are you really only using this money I'm giving you on paying off that loan?
What are you trying to say?
Well, it's just, ever since I started to send you money each month, you've become more and more outgoing and overbearing. Also, you've been trying so hard to not let your husband know anything about the money I'm sending to you. You must have another reason for why you need this money from me, and one that would upset your husband very much if he were to find out, right?
There's no reason like that. But you never say anything about this to him. You still understand that, right?
Well, that's too bad because I've already brought it up with him.
What did you just say? I have told you again and again not to say anything about this to him. You really are completely useless to me.
Well, let me just say, it wasn't me that went to him about all of this. He realized that something was up and came to me asking some questions about it all. He said that he noticed how much more flashy your choice of clothing had become and wanted to know from me if there was anything going on with you. He then said to me that if there is anything going on between you and my family regarding money, to let him know about it.
So, then, you told him about that allowance?
I did. It's the truth, after all. And then, after telling him about that money I've been giving you, he started to tell me some things that I had no idea about. There has never been a point this whole time your husband has been paying off that loan where you've handed him any money to help pay it off. So let me ask you one last time. Where is that money I give you every month going? You lied to me about that helping pay off the loan, all so that you could milk all that money off me, right?
Recently, I've been wondering why he's been so cold around me. So this has all been because of you, huh?
Don't start blaming me for your issues, Patty. Anyhow, I'm not going to be sending you any more money for the time being, as I do not support you going out and wasting it on things that are not related to your husband in the house.
So you have no idea what could happen to you by turning your back on me and not listening to what I've said. I'm going to make sure you and Adam are no more. No matter what it is, this is all your fault. I've now gone and lost my son, who once loved me more than anyone else. And now a lot of people in my family are no longer talking to me and will only roll their eyes when I try and talk to them. Had you just stayed in line, never complaining about anything I was doing and listened to me, none of this would be happening. How dare you cause my life to fall into ruins?
Patty, you're still whining about how all of this is my fault? So none of what Adam was telling you about actually made it into that thick head of yours?
Huh? I don't want to hear any of that from you now, especially since you're the bitch who went and took everything from me.
Honestly, Patty, shut the hell up. I am utterly tired of listening to you go on and on about how this is all my fault and that you could never be responsible for making everyone want to hate you. Do you still think that I know nothing about the kind of indecent witch you are deep down? I know about all the things you did to your son as he was growing up, and I have to say it really pisses me off thinking that I still have to talk with you.
What? Tell me what was so bad about the things I did that you'd be pissed off with me. All I did was act like a good mother and raise my boy into the man he is now. I will not let anyone complain about the things I did for him.
Well, that's too bad, because I'm going to complain. I'll have you know that I frickin' hate people like you. People that think they can just use other people and abuse other people and steal from them when they gain something you want. You must have no idea what it means to have some frickin' dignity, do you, Patty? My mom was the same way, as a matter of fact. One massive bully that I never wanted anything to do with but was forced to live under for years. Whenever I did something amazing, she'd always say it was because of her. She would always tell me to listen to what she says, no matter how ignorant and wrong it was. And when I messed up, she would tell me I was no good and that I was embarrassing not only her, but everyone in the family. You and my mom both seem to mistake your child's love for your own, and that's so upsetting to me.
I completely understand what your mother is talking about and feeling.
I'm sure you frickin' do. Both of you share that same single brain cell. I'm sure neither of you have ever thought about your own kids, have you? And that's why your own kids have had to fight for their life to fix their ways of thinking. It took me years to get over the fact that I was more than my mom's puppet and that my wants and needs mattered too.
The only reason you ended up having issues like that in the first place is because you're not good enough for this world. Maybe you needed to grow a pair and actually live up to your mom's expectations.
Well, I'm sure you could say something like that, but that's totally fine. Here's how things are going to end here. Patty, you're going to be kicked out of your husband's house, so please begin preparing yourself for the big move out of there.
Huh? What do you mean I'm being kicked out of his house?
Your husband is planning to divorce you now, Patty. And as everyone seems to recall, it's your husband that owns that house, right? So that means after the divorce, you will no longer be allowed to live there anymore.
Wait, why do I have to be the one getting divorced here, and why do I have to be the one getting kicked out of this house?
You don't know why? Interesting. Because from what I'm aware of, you have been using all the money I've sent you to lavish yourself. You've also used some of it to get yourself a younger boyfriend, right? You also ended up borrowing some money from a loan shark because I wasn't giving you all you needed to afford that lifestyle.
I was planning to pay it all back. So you can't call that money borrowed. I'm not in any debt.
Oh, so there's no excuse for you paying another man to take you out?
That's because to me, I'm not actually paying him to go out with me. He and I are in love now.
Honestly, I can't tell if that's a joke or not, but that's not my problem. How about you go and tell your husband about that now and see what he thinks of it? I'm sure he'd love to find out that you're in love with a younger man you've been paying to take you out now. Anyway, your husband has also noticed some of your shared money being used up, so he's made sure to count that all up as well. And he's going to make sure you pay him back that amount.
No way. Arya, can you please do something to set my husband straight? I'm sure if you go to him saying that what I've done wasn't all that bad, that he'll listen to you and stop trying to get this divorce.
Oh, have you forgotten already? I'm not your family. You said it yourself that I'm nothing more than a complete stranger to you. So I'm sorry to say this to you, but I am not that kind of a stranger. I know some are willing to do a lot for others that they don't know, but I don't have that kind of heart in me.
No. What should I do here then?
Well, I think the first thing you should start to do is find yourself a new place to move to. How does that sound?
Can you at least get my son to think about cutting ties with me? My husband is going to throw me away and my own son wants to cut ties to me.
Brandon is the one who decided that he doesn't want you as his mom anymore, so I have no right trying to say anything to him about that choice. Now, it's getting to be that time where I need to head back into work. Don't talk to me ever again, Patty.
Please, just listen to what I'm saying to you. Do something about this, please.
After Patty divorced her husband, her life took a downward turn. She lost her home as her husband forced her out of the house. Left with no place to go, Patty clung to the hope that someone in the neighborhood might take her in, convinced of her charm and believing herself to be an exceptional woman. She began knocking on doors, asking her neighbors for shelter. However, her past arrogance worked against her. Patty has always been the type to flaunt her son's accomplishments, treating him like a trophy to showcase at every opportunity. This behavior has earned her the disdain of nearly everyone in the neighborhood. On top of that, rumors about her personal life circulated among the residents. Many knew about the man that she had been paying to date her and the romantic feelings she harbored for him. These revelations only deepened the animosity towards her. Consequently, no one wanted to offer her any help or even engage in a conversation about her plight. Faced with rejection from everyone, Patty realized she couldn't stay in the area and decided to leave. Desperate, she turned to her family and returned to her parents' home, a place she hadn't visited in nearly a decade. Her arrival, however, was met with suspicion. Her relatives were wary of her sudden reappearance and questioned the reason behind her divorce. Due to their curiosity, no one confronted her directly or sought an explanation. Instead, they kept their distance and regulated her to living in the basement, isolated and humiliated. Patty withdrew from the world. She stopped seeing the young man she had once claimed to love and chose to shut herself in, rarely venturing outside. Meanwhile, my own life with Adam has improved significantly. With less stress, I've been able to refocus my energy on work, which is already paying off. I'm on track for a promotion, and Adam is also striving for a similar advancement in his career. We've both been busy with our jobs and haven't spent much time at home lately. However, we have a shared goal. Once we're both in stable, higher positions within our companies, we plan to slow down and focus on starting a family of our own. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Keith, can I ask you something? Why are Bailey and her 5 kids running wild in our guest room?
Oh, Heather, what's wrong? Didn't I tell you? When I mentioned that our honeymoon would be at a luxury hotel in Jamaica with a suite, Bailey's kids got really excited and insisted on coming along. And of course that means Bailey had to come too. So I booked them an additional room at the same hotel.
That is not what I'm asking about. My question is why your childhood friend and her 5 kids have joined us on our honeymoon, a trip that's supposed to be just the 2 of us.
Oh, that! They wanted to come along, so I thought, why not? I figured it'd be fun for them. Right now, they're having a bit of fun in our room just for the experience of seeing a suite. But don't worry, they're not actually staying in our room. They'll be in a separate one, so relax.
Excuse me, what?
Hey, come on, even though Bailey's my childhood friend, she knows not to interrupt our honeymoon nights together. I mean, Bailey's considerate like that, you know?
If she were truly considerate, she wouldn't have tagged along on our honeymoon in the first place, especially bringing 5 poorly behaved kids along with her. This is beyond inconsiderate.
Whoa, poorly behaved? That's a bit harsh, don't you think?
Harsh? Just look around. The bed, which was neatly made, is now a disaster. The flowers on the vase are all over the floor, and there's water spilled everywhere. Not to mention, they raided the minibar, with juice and snacks all eaten up and wrappers scattered around. The mess is so bad we'll have to call housekeeping to clean it up. I can only imagine what the hotel staff will think when they see this chaos. It's downright embarrassing.
They're kids, Heather. You can't expect them to be perfect. Cut them a little slack.
Cut them slack? Leaving this mess is just irresponsible, and you know the hotel won't just turn a blind eye to it. Someone needs to teach them what's unacceptable behavior, and I'm pretty sure that big wine stain on the carpet is from Bailey herself. This isn't just about being considerate. This is definitely going to get us a warning from the hotel.
Oh, come on, it's our honeymoon. Relax a little and don't stress over every detail. Having my childhood friend and her 5 kids along for the trip makes things lovely, don't you think?
Keith, let me ask you something. Are you deliberately trying to make me angry?
What? Why would you think that?
I see now. You genuinely haven't thought this through, haven't you?
Oh, speaking of which, since Bailey has 5 kids, you can imagine the cost of travel is high for her. She's been wanting to take a break from parenting and have a chance to unwind, so I told her that we'd cover the costs and help with looking after the kids. You don't mind helping out, right? It's good practice.
Excuse me? What are you expecting me to do here?
Think of it as a chance to practice looking after kids, you know, for the future.
What? You're actually expecting me to spend our honeymoon practicing by taking care of someone else's children. Have you completely lost your mind?
Hey, Bailey isn't just someone else. She's my childhood friend. She's practically family.
Well, to me, she's just another person and a stranger at that.
If you really hate looking after the kids, you can always go home, you know. Just kidding, just kidding. Hey, come on, this is Jamaica. Let's just make the best of it and have a great time all together. Hey, Heather, where'd you go? You know, the dinner reservation time has already passed, so, well, it would have been a waste to just cancel it, right? I ended up having the meal with Bailey instead. Hope you don't mind. Just kidding, kind of. But seriously, it almost feels like Bailey and I are on a honeymoon of our own. Isn't that funny? Come on, Heather, where'd you run off to? Hurry up and get back here. You know Bailey's kids are still here and they need someone to keep an eye on them. You don't really have much time to relax, do you? Hey, Heather, are you serious? Get back here already! Bailey's 5 kids who you're supposed to be helping with are completely out of control! At this rate, neither Bailey nor I can enjoy this honeymoon trip.
Oh, so now it's practically you and Bailey's honeymoon, is it?
What? No, of course not, but it's your fault this is happening. You're the one being stubborn and refusing to come back. And Bailey? She's just being a good friend by keeping me company since my wife decided to disappear on our honeymoon.
Let me get this straight. You're blaming me for not wanting to put up with a honeymoon that includes someone else's kid. A friend you invited along without even asking me. The fact that you and Bailey are enjoying yourselves without questioning how strange this all is, that's just mind-boggling to me.
Listen, just come back, okay? Bailey's kids are, honestly, a handful, and it's too much for us to manage on our own.
Actually, I've already gone home.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
You really haven't noticed that my suitcase wasn't in the room.
What? Are you kidding me right now? So you're actually back home already?
Yeah. Last night, I stayed at a 24-hour fast food joint and took the first available flight home this morning.
Are you out of your mind? What were you even thinking?
What do you mean?
I mean the payment! Bailey's room and her 5 kids' rooms were all part of the bill! I covered the whole amount up front, figuring you'd pitch in later to pay me back. Right now my wallet's totally empty. And obviously I expected you to cover any additional expenses at checkout. I don't even have spending money left for myself.
So you just assumed that I'd be covering all of that? Look, for one, you never even told me Bailey and her kids would be joining us. And on top of that, my budget is nowhere near big enough to fund this whole fiasco. That hotel charges a minimum of $300 per night. Sure, kids cost less than adults, and the cost per person might go down if they're all in the same room. But still, you can't seriously think I'd pay Bailey and her kids' travel expenses for absolutely no fucking reason.
That's what I thought you'd cover as a thank you for the parenting practice you'd get with Bailey's kids.
I never asked to practice parenting in the first place.
What, don't you want kids of our own?
Excuse me?
Think of this as a dry run, you know, a practice session for when we have our own. It's a good chance for you.
Are you seriously bringing this up now?
Well, you're gonna have kids one way or another, aren't you?
Whether or not that's true, it's still absurd to practice parenting by looking after someone else's children without any preparation. Does that really sound normal to you?
What's wrong with that?
Let me spell it out. Expecting someone who has no real experience in child rearing to practice on actual kids is like treating them as some kind of experiment.
Wait, what?
Think about it. Don't you know why childcare is a profession that requires certification and training? It's because people with no knowledge or experience shouldn't just jump in and practice on real children. Just because we're not hiring a certified caretaker doesn't mean it's okay to impose this on someone who isn't prepared.
Wait, really? It's like that?
Yes, and while some parents might dump their kids on others without a second thought, that doesn't make it okay. If Bailey is that kind of mother, then I suppose this whole situation starts to make sense.
Heather! Hey, about the money, can you send it over quickly?
What?
Didn't I tell you my wallet's completely empty? I was just about to check out of the hotel thinking I'd finally head home, but then they hit me with all these additional charges for other services. When I asked for a breakdown, they explained that Bailey's been going wild with all sorts of hotel services, spa treatments, room service, everything, and somehow it's all being billed to me. I don't know why I'm on the hook for Bailey's expenses when I thought you'd be covering what she spent on this trip. So yeah, please, I need money.
Keith, I've been thinking about this for a while, but don't you think you're a little too comfortable relying on someone else's wallet?
What? We're married. Isn't that totally normal?
It is absolutely not normal for you to expect me to cover expenses for Bailey and her kids.
Can we not get into whose wallet should cover what right now? This isn't about that. The fact is I can't check out of the hotel as things stand, and I desperately need money right now. Please, just send it over already.
Why don't you just withdraw some from your own account or use your credit card?
I didn't bring those with me.
What?
I swear, I thought I had brought everything. I was so sure I'd packed my card holder. You know, the one with all my cards, including my credit and debit cards. I could have sworn I put it in my travel bag, but then when I looked, it wasn't there.
Oh, this?
What?
I thought this might be what happened. So I checked around your dresser, and sure enough, I found it on the floor.
No way. Seriously? Come on, Heather, please, just send me some money. I'm really stuck here.
If you mean a bank transfer, that's impossible without your bank card, right? And since I have it here with me, that's a no-go.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Either way, I don't have any intention of sending you money for this.
Ah, this really is a dead end.
Well, if you think that's a dead end, you're about to hit an even bigger problem.
What? What do you mean?
I got a message from Bailey's husband.
Huh? Bailey's husband?
Yeah, apparently, he reached out to my contact info through your mom. He wanted to ask why they were suddenly 2 more kids. He left 3 behind when he went overseas. And now, 4 years later, after being unable to come back even once, he finds out there are 5.
Wait, he's back in the country?
Yeah, from what I heard, he made an emergency return. He heard something suspicious from a mutual acquaintance.
Wait, emergency? You don't mean...
Yep, he wants to discuss why 2 extra kids popped up out of nowhere in his absence, and he asked me to meet him with my parents for a little talk.
Oh, hey, wait!
And after that, I'll be heading straight to my parents' house. Consider me gone.
Damn it! Now I've had to ask my parents to send me cash in an envelope just to get home! And then, as soon as I managed to make it back, I got scolded hard for taking Bailey and her kids on our honeymoon!
Are you still planning to lie about this?
What?
So, here's what I think happened. You planned to secretly bring Bailey on our honeymoon, right? But then unexpectedly, she showed up with 5 kids in tow. And while you thought you could just take her around Jamaica without me finding out, the whole thing took a turn when Bailey found out we were staying in a luxury suite. She didn't like that you only booked her a cheap room, so she decided it wasn't fair and stormed into our suite, with all her kids in tow. And when she barged in, surprise, surprise, I was there by myself and your little affair was exposed on the spot. After that, I guess you figured you might as well just dig in and act oblivious like, why can't I bring my childhood friend on our honeymoon? Pretty shameless, right?
How do you know all that in such detail?
Bailey's husband hired a private investigator. I pieced it all together from the investigator's report and what I personally witnessed that day. And judging from the look on your face, it sounds like I hit the nail on the head, didn't I?
Seriously?
Oh, and by the way, they're moving forward with DNA tests for Bailey's children, I hear?
Yeah?
And you've been asked to submit your own sample for the test too, haven't you?
Yeah?
I think we both know what at least some of those results are going to reveal. But either way, we're still moving forward with the divorce, so there's no going back for us. An attorney will be in touch soon to discuss the details. They'll handle things from here.
Heather, wait!
From now on, just go through with my lawyer if you need anything.
No, hold on, just let me...
I really don't have time for this, Keith. Goodbye.
Heather!
To begin with the conclusion of the DNA paternity test, it has been confirmed that, indeed, of the 5 children, the 2 younger ones are Keith's biological children. Keith and Bailey, despite having no romantic feelings for each other, have found themselves entangled in the web of circumstances that have led to this unexpected outcome. Over time, they have developed a relationship that, while not based on love, has included moments that might easily be misconstrued as such. Even while both we were engaged in other relationships, their interactions with one another had certain intimacy that was difficult to define. They have gone through periods of time where they maintained romantic relationships with others' partners. Yet, they also have a repeated pattern of behavior that could easily be labeled as crossing boundaries. The recent results of the DNA test have forced both of them to confront the reality of their relationship, something they may have previously brushed aside as mere friendship. As a result of this startling revelation, it appears that Keith and Bailey feel compelled to marry, not out of love or passion, but out of the necessity and the overwhelming sense of duty they feel towards their children. This decision to enter into a marriage is not taken lightly. It comes with the understanding that they must now face the consequences of their past actions together. The idea of marrying someone with whom they do not share a romantic connection is foreign to many, yet in this case, it is a practical solution to a complicated problem. However, the financial ramifications of their union are significant and daunting. They are already facing a barrage of claims for damages and child support from various parties, including past partners and family members. These financial demands have placed an enormous burden on them as they struggle to navigate their new reality. It is clear that the weight of these responsibilities is pushing them towards a life of severe financial hardship, as the costs associated with raising their children and managing their obligations seem overwhelming. Prospect of living under such a financial strain is not only stressful but also demoralizing. They found themselves in a situation where the very choices they made, choices that they thought would lead to freedom and happiness, have resulted in a life that can only be described as impoverished. The ramifications of their actions are hitting hard, and it is evident that the financial burden of their choices is something that they cannot easily escape, in addition to their own challenges. The situation regarding the children is equally complex. It seems that their respective grandparents have taken the initiative to discuss custody arrangements among themselves. These discussions are crucial, as they ultimately decided which children will be taken in by set of grandparents. This kind of arrangement is often fraught with its own set of complications, but it is necessary for the children's well-being. It is hoped that these grandparents will provide a stable environment that prioritizes the needs of the children during such a tumultuous time. The well-being of the children is a paramount concern, and there is a collective hope that they will not become entangled in the difficult lives of their parents that they are leading. The reality is that they could easily become casualties of their parents' mistake, facing challenges that no child should have to endure. It is a significant concern that they might be negatively affected by the dysfunctional relationship between Keith and Bailey, as well as the financial turmoil that ensues from it. The hope is that the grandparents can serve as stabilizing figures who can protect the children from the fallout of their parents' decision. When one reflects on the complexities of Keith and Bailey's relationship, it becomes evident that what started as a simple friendship has evolved into something far more intricate. Their connection, which lacks the romantic foundation typically associated with marriage, has been shaped by love, betrayal, and the responsibilities of parenthood. They might not have been intended to create a family under these circumstances, but the reality of their situation is undeniable and now has to be faced head-on. Moreover, the societal implications of their relationship are significant. In a world where traditional family structures are often idealized, Keith and Bailey's situation invites judgment and scrutiny. Many will view their decisions through a lens of moral righteousness, harshly critiquing their choices and the implications of their actions. They have inadvertently become representatives of a modern dilemma faced by many young couples: how to navigate relationships, responsibilities, and societal expectations without falling prey to the judgment of others. The financial strain that Keith and Bailey are under cannot be overstated. Many young couples find themselves caught in a web of financial difficulties, especially when they are unexpectedly thrust into parenthood. The obligations that come with raising children are often daunting and can feel insurmountable, particularly when the parents are unprepared for the reality of their responsibilities. As they prepare for their marriage, they must also come to terms with the reality of their financial situation. The notion of marriage, while traditionally viewed as a union of love, is for them now more about survival and stability. They are entering into this new chapter of their lives with the understanding that they must work together to overcome the challenges ahead. This does not mean that love cannot develop between them over time, but the initial motivation for their union is clearly rooted in practicality rather than romance. Meanwhile, the children, who are the true innocents in this situation, will have to navigate the complexities of their family dynamics. Growing up to be in a divided household can have lasting effects on children, shaping their perceptions of love, relationships, and family dynamics in ways that are often difficult to quantify. It is essential for the grandparents and other family members to create a nurturing environment where the children can feel secure and supported amidst the chaos. It is crucial to recognize that the children will likely experience a range of emotions that they process their parents' relationship and the resulting changes in their lives. They may feel confusion, sadness, and even anger as they come to terms with the reality of their family situation. Providing them with emotional support and reassurance will be vital in helping them adjust to the new circumstances. The involvement of the grandparents is a positive step toward providing stability for the children. With the loving and supportive figures in their lives, the hope is that the children will be shielded from the negative impact of their parents' choices. It is a difficult journey for everyone involved, and the path forward will require careful navigation. In the end, the hope is that this situation serves as a cautionary tale for others who might find themselves in similar predicaments. Relationships can be incredibly complicated, and the decisions made in moments of passion or confusion can have far-reaching consequences that last a lifetime. Keith and Bailey's story is a reminder that it is essential to approach relationships with caution, to consider the potential outcomes, and to think critically about the responsibilities that come with love and companionship. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward in seeing you in the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Listen carefully, Sandy. What I'm about to say is final, so make sure you fully understand.
Frank? We just finished my father's funeral a few hours ago, and I'm still in no state to take in anything serious right now.
Precisely because the funeral is over now, this is the perfect time to discuss it.
Discuss what, exactly?
From now on, the inheritance that you were supposed to receive from your father will be under my control.
Excuse me? Frank, I really do appreciate all the help you offered during the funeral and everything, but as far as my father's inheritance goes, I don't need you interfering, alright?
Huh?
In the first place, my father's inheritance has nothing to do with you. And the fact that you're bringing this up right now, of all times, is beyond inconsiderate.
I'll divorce you!
What?
If you've got any objections, I'll divorce you and you can get out of my sight.
Pardon me?
Just remember, we don't have any kids tying us down, so we can go through with the divorce easily. No strings attached.
I'm not even sure where this is coming from.
If you don't like it, then just get a divorce. Simple as that.
I see. So this is what my father was warning me about.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You're supposed to discuss the inheritance matters a few weeks after his passing. I'm exhausted right now, so could you hold off this conversation for later?
Oh, that's all you meant. All right, fair enough. I get that there's nothing I could do about it alone at the moment anyway, so I guess I'll wait. But don't forget, you better think carefully about what conclusion you're gonna reach if you want me to stick around and not walk out of this marriage.
Hello, Riley. Hello, Sandy. I'm so sorry to disturb you during your time off. Is now a good time to talk? Yes, it's perfectly fine. First of all, I want to thank you for everything you did during my father's funeral over these past few days. You were there to help with every detail, and I couldn't be more grateful. Oh, don't mention it. Your father taught me so much in my role as one of his secretaries over the few years, and I feel incredibly honored to have been able to assist in giving him a proper farewell. Hearing you say that means so much. I'm sure my father would be glad to know you feel that way about him. Thank you. From now on, I'll be the one who needs your support. Though, honestly, I feel like I've already been relying on you so much. I'm really looking forward to working with you. The pleasure is all mine. I look forward to working with you as well. Apologies for the long introduction, but you want to talk about your husband, don't you? Yes. This is a delicate time, so it's no surprise you picked up on it. Yes, it's just as your father said it would be. I think it was a good decision to be prepared in advance. Really. Thank you. Now that I think of it, it was the information you shared with us that helped us take precautions in the first place. I don't know what I would have done without your help, so thank you again. No need to thank me. It was just something I happened to witness, but I'm glad if it ended up being helpful to you. Well, about that next step, I'll be coming into the office tomorrow afternoon, so I'd like to discuss this further then. Yes? Understood. I'll inform all of the relevant parties and make the necessary arrangements. Thank you. I appreciate it. Frank, you haven't come home ever since the funeral. Care to explain why?
Huh? Oh, that. Well, I told you that if you didn't put me in charge of managing your father's inheritance, we'd be getting a divorce. Given that, I figured it'd be better if we didn't stay under the same roof for now. Maybe this way you'll experience what it feels like to be alone without me around. It should give you a clearer idea of how much impact a divorce could have on ya. It might even help you come to the right decision.
Oh, I see. So that's your reasoning. By the way, where exactly are you staying right now?
My parents' house.
Interesting. I've already called your parents' house and they confirmed that you're not staying there.
What?
Just to check. You're still going to work, right?
Of course, yeah. It's not like I'm out here taking a break because I'm feeling unwell or anything.
Good. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, what?
I'll leave it to you to think what about this means.
Huh? What? What are you talking about?
Thank you for today. Of course, everything went smoothly, with everyone in full agreement and no conflicts. That's a relief. Now it feels like we're finally getting started for real. Let me say once again, congratulations on becoming the new president. Thank you very much. For now, I'll mostly be relying on the support of the chairman, who was also our president 2 generations ago, as well as your support in your new role as my secretary. I'm counting on both of you to guide me through the transition. It's my pleasure. I look forward to supporting you. Alright then. First things first, let's start with a complete cleanup of everything around me.
Hey, Sandy! What did you do to my company?
Your constant calls are getting annoying.
That's because you still haven't told me what you did to my company! I was just informed by upper management that all our dealings with Company S have been permanently terminated. They even said I'm personally responsible for the fallout. Do you have any idea what that means? Company S is the largest player in the industry with over 9,000 employees. They're one of our biggest sources of revenue and an absolutely critical partner for us. And now on top of it all, I find out you're the new president of Company S? How could this be happening? And why wasn't I told anything about it? What on earth is going on around me? Explain it to me! If you don't, I might just have to go through with that divorce we talked about.
Yes, I'm perfectly fine with getting a divorce.
What?
If you could recognize that what you've been doing has finally caught up with you, this might make a lot more sense to you.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, I suppose I should at least explain why I ended up being the president of Company S.
Yeah, exactly. I knew your father was the previous president of Company S, but you were never even a part of the company, right? How did it end up that you, of all people, would take over his role as the president?
It seems there's a bit of a misunderstanding here. I didn't become the next president just because I happened to be the previous president's daughter.
What's that supposed to mean?
5 years ago, during my father's presidency, Company S faced 3 consecutive years of severe financial losses. It was a rough time for everyone, and he ended up seeking advice from me because I worked as a business consultant. I developed a strategic recovery plan, which the company adapted, and it led to a remarkable turnaround in performance. Since then, many members of the board and other stakeholders remember that success came to view me as the potential future leader of the company. With the approval and unanimous support of the board and shareholders, I officially appointed as the next president.
And you never thought to tell me this in advance?
The announcement hadn't been made official yet.
But still!
Honestly, I didn't see the need to share it with someone I'd been planning to divorce for over 6 months.
What? 6 months?
Yes, I wanted to pursue this divorce sooner, but with my father's health issues and my new role at the company, I had to put those plans on hold. Now that things have been settled though, I'll be moving forward with this, so I'd suggest you prepare yourself.
Hey! Now you're sending a certified letter too? What's the meaning of this? Why am I suddenly being slapped with a demand for alimony? And what's going on with me handling your father's inheritance like we discussed?
First of all, you never had any legal right to be involved in my father's inheritance.
Are you trying to get divorced? Is that what you want?
I already told you, a divorce would be perfectly fine with me.
Why? Why are you doing this all of a sudden?
Should I spell it out for you? Everything is out in the open now. Or don't you have any idea why this is happening?
Out in the open? What are you talking about?
For instance, the place you're currently living? Since you've stopped coming home, you're now staying somewhere else, right? I believe it's a unit about a 10-minute walk from A Station's north exit, specifically H Heights, room 103. It belongs to a woman named Avery.
Who? What?
She's your affair partner, isn't she?
Wait a minute.
And let me guess, that certified letter I sent, it was delivered to that address, wasn't it? You're scrambling right now, desperately trying to figure out how all of this is falling apart around you. But isn't it obvious? I'd suggest you start connecting the dots.
This can't be happening! What? Sandy? I just got fired from the company! What on earth is going on here? Is halting all our transactions not enough for you?
Look, the decision to fire you was made internally within your company after a thorough evaluation of your conduct. You can't just blame everything on me.
This makes no sense at all!
Didn't the company explain to you why the transactions were halted?
I was too shocked about getting fired to even pay attention to that.
Honestly, you're incredibly bold when it comes to making trouble, but once you panic, it's like you turn into a total wreck.
So what? What's your point?
You were flirting with the receptionist at our office, right?
Wait, what?
And also, regarding the women you interacted with often for work, I believe there were a few complaints from 3 people. One other front desk employees, and a part-time office building. They mentioned that you were stalking them, persistently pushing for a relationship, and you even tried to drag one of them to a hotel.
No, that can't be true.
We have solid evidence against you. There's no way to talk your way out of this. For our company, the risks are just too great. We have to consider the safety of our employees, and we can no longer trust you as a business partner. So, stopping all transactions was the only viable option.
This can't be happening.
Well, you're the one who's now responsible for this situation. You got fired because of your actions.
Are you serious? Did everything really come out in the open?
Right. And on a personal note, you've been chasing after women without a shred of decency, and the existence of your affair has been confirmed. I can't stand having such a vulgar husband anymore. I'm going to seek alimony and file for divorce.
Wait a minute! Hold on, what if I try to offset things with the property division?
You mean the joint savings? You squandered almost all of that on your affair, didn't you?
But what about your father's inheritance? You're the only daughter of the former president of that huge company, S-Corp. Surely you must have inherited a significant amount.
What? You think your logic is sound?
Yeah, I mean, your father was a big deal, right? So you should have some substantial assets from that inheritance.
The inheritance doesn't count toward property division in a divorce.
What?
Yes, you just revealed your complete ignorance on the matter. Now going forward, please communicate through your lawyer.
Wait! I need to tell you something! I've got debts piling up!
I assume those are the debts from your extravagant spending on those hostesses?
You knew about that too?
Please, communicate through your lawyer from now on. Goodbye.
Sandy!
A month has passed, and at long last my divorce has been finalized. It's a significant milestone that I have been anxiously anticipating. I never thought I would find myself in this situation, but here we are. I can now finally say that I am free from the emotional entanglements of my past relationship. The alimony has been successfully paid, and it feels surreal to declare that I am no longer connected to him in any way. This divorce has allowed me to sever ties and step into a new chapter of my life as a completely independent person. With this legal separation, we're now officially strangers, essentially red flags in each other's lives. I can finally take a deep breath and feel the weight lifting off my shoulders. The burden of constant worry and heartache that followed me during our marriage has dissipated, and I can now focus on healing and rediscovering who I am outside of that relationship. Interestingly, the woman with whom he had an affair also contributed to the settlement. However, it appears that the excitement of their secret relationship has lost its charm, and they too have ended things amidst the chaos that ensued from my divorce. The whole situation has turned into a bitter mess, and it seems that they were unable to maintain their connection once reality of the circumstances hit them. But make no mistake, this is certainly not the end of my challenges. Life, as I have learned through this experience, has a tendency to throw unexpected obstacles in our paths just when we think we have everything figured out. Frank, my ex-husband, is now facing demands for alimony from multiple women. It appears he was not just unfaithful to me. He had been pursuing relationships with several others while we were married. The fallout from this revelation is intense, and the financial implications are staggering. There are rumors swirling around that at least one woman is in a precarious situation due to this mess, and it seems that the amounts being claimed could become quite substantial. Frank might soon be in the midst of a financial crisis as a direct result of his poor choices. It's ironic, really. The very actions he took to seek fulfillment outside our marriage have come back to haunt them. Seeing him grapple with the consequences of his decisions is somewhat satisfying. The gravity of his choices is becoming apparent, and it's almost poetic justice that he must now face the repercussions. Meanwhile, the company I used to deal with, the one connected to S Corporation, has been working tirelessly to recover from the loss of our business relationship. The current president of that company has taken it upon himself to go out onto the field personally to drum up new clients and new partnerships. It's commendable to see their efforts to rebuild their reputation and improve their performance after our separation. They are showing resilience in the face of adversity, and it serves as a reminder that sometimes challenges can push us to adapt and grow. As for me, my new journey as the president of my company has begun. Each day brings its own set of challenges and triumphs, and while I am filled with gratitude for the support I've received from those around me, I'm also acutely aware of the immense responsibility that now rests on my shoulders. Inheriting this company from my father is both an honor and a heavy burden. It's my goal to nurture and expand it, to make sure even better than it was before. The pressure to succeed is palpable, but I am determined to rise to the occasion and prove that I can lead this company into a brighter future. I often reflect on the lessons I've learned through this tumultuous journey. This divorce has taught me a great deal about resilience, self-worth, and the power of independence. I realize now that I am capable of standing on my own 2 feet, and I have the strength to create life that I can be proud of. I no longer need to rely on anyone else for my happiness or my financial stability. The freedom I have gained is empowering, and I am committed to making the most of it. The relationships I build in this new chapter of my life will be a fundamental success. I am fortunate to be surrounded by supportive friends and colleagues who have been instrumental in helping me transition into this new role. Their encouragement fuels my desire to push forward and achieve my goals. I find myself wanting to make meaningful connections, both personally and professionally, and I understand that collaboration and teamwork are vital in this industry. In this new environment, I'm also learning the nuances of leadership. It's one thing to manage a team, but it's another to inspire and motivate them. I want my employees to feel valued and recognized for their hard work and contributions. I am committed to creating a positive workplace culture, one where everyone feels they can contribute and be heard. It's essential for the growth of the company and for the happiness of my team. And I know that a happy team leads to productive work, which in turn contributes to the success of the business. As I navigate in this new landscape, I often think back to my father and the lessons he imparted to me. He always emphasized the importance of integrity, honesty, and hard work. I want to honor his legacy by ensuring that our company operates with the highest ethical standards. Trust is paramount in business, and I aim to build relationships based on transparency and mutual respect. I want to create an environment where everyone feels a sense of ownership and pride in their work. Looking ahead, I have ambitious plans for the future of the company. I envision expanding our services, reaching new markets, and creating innovative solutions that meet the needs of our clients. It's an exciting prospect, and while there will undoubtedly be challenges along the way, I am ready to face them head on. I believe that with the right mindset, strategic planning, and a strong team, we can achieve great things together. I am also acutely aware of the personal growth that comes with these professional challenges. Each obstacle I encounter helps me develop resilience, adaptability, and confidence. I find myself evolving into a more assertive and decisive individual. The experiences of the past month, both in my personal and professional life, have shaped me into someone who knows their worth and refuses to settle for less. As I embark on this journey of growth, I am reminded of the importance of balance. It's easy to get caught up on the hustle and grind of work, but I also make time for myself and my well-being. I have learned that taking care of my mental health is just as crucial as achieving business success. I try to carve out time in my schedule for relaxation and self-care, whether that means enjoying a quiet evening at home, pursuing hobbies, or spending quality time with friends and family. I know that to be effective in my role, I need to recharge and maintain my well-being. In conclusion, while the past month has been tumultuous, it has also been a period of profound transformation for me. I have emerged from the chaos of my divorce with newfound strength and clarity. The challenges I face in my new role as a business president are significant, but I am committed to navigating them with integrity and determination. I will continue to learn and grow, not just as a professional, but as a person. The journey ahead is promising, and I am excited to see where it will lead me. I look forward to shaping the future of the company and making a positive impact in the industry while embracing my newfound freedom and independence. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We'll look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Grace, have you already submitted the divorce papers? Yes, mother-in-law. No, wait. You're no longer my mother-in-law, and honestly, I don't want to call you that. So for now, I'll just refer to you as Bridget. Do as you please. So, when are you moving out? I expect you to be gone before Sandra and I return from dinner. Because if you're not, I'm going to have a few things to say about you right then and there. I've already packed my things. Right now, I'm just waiting for the car to pick me up. Oh, really? You've been married to my son for 30 years, and during all that time, I heard that you had no family left. But I guess you do have a friend who can come pick you up. What a surprise. So, what time are you leaving? I'll be gone from this house in 30 minutes. I see. Just remember, if you're still here even a minute past that, I will throw you out without hesitation. You don't need to worry about that. I'm just as eager to leave this place as you are. I'm actually already outside the front door. What? Wait a second. Are you saying you're outside the door with all your luggage? It's raining right now. Yes, it is, but I'm glad there's a roof over the entrance. How long have you been out there? I've been out there for about 15 minutes now. What did you just say? At least stay inside the entrance. You'll get strange looks from the neighbors. Well, at this point, that's the least of my concerns. It's already well known around here that there's a wicked mother-in-law who loves to bully her daughter-in-law. What? Not to mention, you've also dumped the care of Xander and our great-aunt onto me, forcing me to do all of the household chores. Then once that caregiving was over, you kicked me out and made sure I got divorced from your son. Everyone knows about it. What? Did you really not know any of this? Grace, how could you? You spread such outrageous lies about me out of spite for the divorce. I think you're misunderstanding the situation. I haven't done anything wrong. What? Let's be honest. Your commands and insults are incredibly loud. It seems the neighbors picked up on that, and it spread from there. What are you talking about? It seems like your ride is about to arrive. I'll wrap this message up right now. I'll leave the keys in the mailbox. Wait a minute. I met Xander when I was 23. We were both the same age and had an arranged marriage. And now, after 30 years, here I am. I've also been living with your family for the same length of time. I must say, I've endured a lot. Grace, just a moment. Before you leave, at least tell the neighbors that I didn't bully you or anything like that. You need to wait because I'll be home soon. I've already gotten into the car that's come to pick me up. going on here? Grace! Hey, I just passed the car you got into. What's up with that luxury vehicle? How could someone like you, who has been a stay-at-home wife for 30 years, possibly afford to ride in such an expensive car? You've received only a small amount from the division of assets, barely enough to cover your basic living expenses for time being. What is happening? What does this mean? Grace, you need to explain this to me right now.
Grace, good morning.
Good morning, Xander.
You were right not to tell Mom about your grandfather.
I'm glad I didn't. The last thing we needed was for her to worry about that, on top of everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't expect that at all, but it did leave me feeling a bit relieved.
Well, sometimes surprises can be good, right? But how are you holding up? Is everything okay on your end?
For the most part, yes. I mean, it's been a whirlwind, but I'm managing. It's just a bit surreal to think about everything that has just happened, but at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I understand. Just hang in there for a little while longer. We only have 3 months to go. After 3 months, Carter will be retiring from his overseas assignment, and he'll be bringing his family back home with him.
Right, and when he's back, everything should start changing for the better. It's comforting to know that your mother's plans will be turned upside down.
Exactly. It's only a matter of time now. Just a little patience is all we need. Until then, we'll keep our heads down and focus on what's important.
Absolutely. Xander!
Mom, what is it?
What is going on here?
What do you mean?
Why is Carter's luggage arriving at our house? Carter has moved overseas with his family and has been living there for over 10 years.
Wait, did I not mention that I heard from him? He's coming back today, along with his belongings.
What?
Hey, Mom, have you forgotten your own brother's age? There's more than a decade difference between you two, so at least try to remember his age.
What does his age have to do with this?
Carter is 65 years old, right?
Ah, a retirement age.
I've heard him say before that he planned to live in America after retiring.
This year was the year he was supposed to return, and he mentioned it during his visit at New Year's.
Exactly. During that visit, he even gave us a schedule. Since then, that schedule has been stuck on the fridge door, and we all agreed to follow it. Right? It's been there the whole time. I thought you were just being overly casual about things, but you seriously did nothing at all?
I can't believe it.
Not believing it doesn't change anything. You were the one who suggested using the fridge as a message board.
Wait a second.
You know, you often complain that I'm out and about all the time, so I don't get to my messages. I get your texts and read them, but somehow I don't manage to reply. And then you said it was annoying to get all this information verbally, and you suggested we use the fridge door as a communication tool. Have you forgotten that? Well, it seems like you've never gotten into the habit of checking it.
So what about the preparations?
Well, the house is in his name. When he comes back after retiring, he'll give up the house and we'll have to move out. That's been the plan, right?
Wait.
And I thought that since this news about an overseas assignment came up, I wanted you to discuss your future plans with him. It's an important issue, so I thought you should at least hear it verbally first. But you seemed so uninterested that I wasn't sure if you were paying attention. So I wrote a reminder and stuck it on the fridge, too.
Hold on. I'm going to check. I wrote it down.
Right?
But at 53 years old, going at an overseas assignment? There's no way I, in my 70s, can keep up with that. I absolutely cannot handle living abroad at this age. Are you sure you'll be okay on your own?
I'm not alone. Grace is already over there waiting for me.
What? Grace? How can that be? That ex-wife is waiting for you? That has to be a joke.
It's not a joke. The divorce is temporary, you see.
What do you mean by that? I can't believe that Grace could handle living abroad at all.
Mom, can we please stop underestimating Grace and making these dismissive comments?
What?
Sure, Grace has been a full-time housewife for years, taking care of your grandmother and father, but she graduated from a prestigious university with excellent grades. She's always been academically driven. When she took online courses to prepare for living abroad, she quickly regained her language skills without letting the long break affect her.
But the financial situation.
That's where we get to the main point of our conversation.
The main point?
First of all, Grandma passed away 2 years ago and Dad passed away 3 months ago. Grace has worked hard all those years caring for them, and now that her caregiving responsibilities have ended, you pushed for me to divorce her as if she were no longer needed.
Because I truly didn't need her anymore.
Actually, Grace's maternal grandfather is quite wealthy. At the time of the divorce talks, he approached Grace about giving her a living inheritance.
What?
It seems that Grace is the sole legal heir to her grandfather's fortune. To avoid unnecessary disputes among relatives who have no rights to inherit in the future, he wants to settle everything now.
I can't believe there was such a discussion.
You know that you would absolutely want to get involved in this conversation, and you would definitely make your opinions known.
Of course, whatever belongs to my daughter-in-law should be considered part of the family wealth. It's only natural for me to weigh in on this.
See, this is exactly why we got divorced.
What?
Common sense and the law both dictate that neither I nor you have a say in this matter. It should basically be limited to Grace reaching out for advice when she needs it. Considering this, I thought it might be best to leverage the fact that you kept pushing for the divorce to smoothly progress the discussion about the living inheritance.
Leverage?
Once divorced, we're just strangers. You wouldn't be able to interfere in someone else's family inheritance matters, would you?
Xander, you can't be serious.
I'm serious. From the beginning to the end, I've been on Grace's side. I plan to remarry her when the time is right.
Why?
Grace has told me that she could endure the caregiving duties because I, along with your mother and father, expressed our gratitude to her countless times. She said that our appreciation is what kept her going. There were times when I suggested separating, but she insisted she couldn't while taking care of your grandmother and father. There's no way I could abandon such a respectable wife. On the contrary, I feel that I owe her a lot, and I want to repay her kindness going forward.
But what am I supposed to do now?
I'm saying you should think about your future plans after Carter comes back.
I never imagined things would turn out to be like this.
Regretting the way you treated Grace won't change anything now. I just hope that your regrets will positively influence how you handle your future and your life going forward. Well, goodbye for now.
Wait, Xander, I was planning for you to take care of me when I need assistance in the future, and now you're off on an overseas assignment? I'm in trouble. Xander!
Grace, I'm currently at JFK Airport. I think it's around the middle of the night here. I just wanted to reach out before my boarding time, which is coming up soon.
Thanks for the message, Xander. I figured you'd be reaching out, so I stayed up to wait for your text.
Oh, really? I appreciate that.
By the way, how is Bridget, your mother, doing?
Well, she's managing. Right around the time Carter's luggage arrived, I quickly moved out of the house. I just sent her a quick message to say goodbye a little while ago.
I see.
Grace, I want to sincerely apologize for all the trouble I've caused you up until now.
Xander, you don't have to say all that. I really appreciate everything you've done for me, too. I'm grateful for your support.
Yeah, but let me say this. Thank you for everything up until now. I hope to continue working together as we navigate this new chapter.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
All right then, it's almost time for me to board the plane.
Okay, please be careful during your travels.
Thanks, I will.
Not long after her husband left home, Bridget's uncle Carter returned. For Bridget, he was a much younger brother, but he was quite sharp and not someone she found easy to deal with. Carter naturally returned with his wife and other children, and their first encounter was quite something. Right off the bat, he bluntly stated, "If you're going to bully my wife or mistreat my children, then you need to leave." That was the way he settled things, and it made Bridget's heart sink a little. Unbeknownst to Bridget, arrangements were already in progress for her admission to a nursing home, which she could enter thanks to her pension. It seemed that her family had been making decisions for her without her knowledge, further complicating her already challenging circumstances. On the morning of her admission to the nursing home, the atmosphere was so charged that she felt she couldn't resist the tide of events. She left her beloved home in tears, heartbroken at the thought of leaving everything familiar. The weight of her situation hung heavily on her shoulders as she stepped out of her home. It felt like a piece of her soul was being left behind. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Each day was a reminder of the choices she had made and the estrangement from her family that followed. The once vibrant woman who had filled her home with laughter and love found herself isolated, engulfed in memories that now felt like ghosts haunting her. She looked out the window, watching the world go by, yearning for the familiar sights of her neighborhood, the friendly waves from neighbors, and the simple joys of her past life. Each passing car, each familiar face that she recognized but couldn't greet, felt like a stab to her heart. And it was as time had moved on without her, leaving her in desolate space of loneliness. Bridget's health began to deteriorate as well. The physical manifestations of her mental anguish were evident. She had aged significantly in what she felt like no time at all. Friends from her past life would have hardly recognized her had they seen her now. Her once bright smile had faded, replaced by a weary expression that spoke volumes of her sorrow and regret. At the nursing home, there were other residents, of course. Some were friendly, some were withdrawn, each with their own stories of loss and longing. Bridget tried to engage with them, but it was challenging. They were often wrapped up in their own worlds, battling their own demons. She could see reflections of her own struggles in their eyes, people who had been cast aside by life. One day, as she sat in the communal area, she overheard a group of women discussing their families, sharing a laughter over memories that made them feel connected. Bridget felt a pang of jealousy and sadness as she listened. The warmth of familiar love seemed so far removed from her reality, as she wished desperately to be part of such conversations. Instead, she found herself retreating into her own silence, feeling like an outsider in a place that should have felt like a community. As time passed, Bridget reflected on her past, contemplating the choices that led to her this point. Her mind often drifted back to the day her husband left. It was a day filled with confusion and heartache, but she had never anticipated how drastically her life would change in the aftermath. The emotional wounds ran deep, and the healing process felt almost impossible within the confines of a nursing home. There were moments of clarity amidst the fog of her thoughts. Bridget recognized that she had been stubborn, unwilling to bend or adapt to the changes in her life. She had allowed her pride to dictate her actions, which ultimately led to this place of isolation. The realization stung, but it also sparked a flicker of determination within her. With a newfound sense of purpose, Bridget resolved to try and connect with the other residents more actively. She began participating in activities, attending group meals, and engaging in conversations, even when it felt uncomfortable. Little by little, she started forming connections with few of the residents who shared similar experiences. Their stories resonated with her, and together they found solace in their shared struggles. As weeks turned into months, Bridget found herself laughing more often. The sound of her own laughter surprised her. It felt foreign, yet beautiful. And these moments, she felt a glimmer of hope that perhaps life could still hold joy for her. Each small interaction with her fellow residents began to chip away at the walls that she had built around herself. However, the road to recovery was far from smooth. There were days when the weight of her regrets would come crashing down on her, leaving her feeling desolate once again. During those moments, she would find solace in the garden outside of the nursing home. Surrounded by the beauty of nature, she would take a deep breath, inhaling the fresh air as she closed her eyes. The scent of flowers and the sound of birds chirping would envelop her, providing a much-needed reprieve from her thoughts. One particular afternoon, while sitting on a bench in the garden, Bridget struck up a conversation with a woman named Margaret, who had just moved into a nursing home. Margaret was vibrant, with a zest for life that was infectious. She shared stories of her travels, her family, and the adventures she had experienced. Bridget found herself captivated by Margaret's energy and warmth, feeling drawn to her like a moth to a flame. As they spoke, Bridget felt a renewed sense of hope. Margaret encouraged her to embrace each day with an open heart, reminding her that it's never too late to find joy again. Their friendship blossomed, and soon they were inseparable, sharing meals, stories, and laughter. For the first time in a long while, Bridget felt seen and valued. With Margaret by her side, Bridget began to participate in more activities organized by the nursing home. They attended art classes, engaged in book discussion, and even joined the gardening club. The vibrant colors of the flowers they planted together brought a sense of joy to Bridget's heart. With each new experience, she found herself slowly shedding the heaviness that would weigh her down for so long. One day, during a particularly poignant conversation with Margaret, Bridget opened up about her past, the mistakes she had made, the regrets she carried, and the pain of being alone. Margaret listened intently, offering comfort and understanding. "We all have regrets, Bridget," she said softly. "Matters is what we do with that pain. We can either let it define us or allow it to propel us into a new chapter of our lives." Bridget pondered those words for days. She realized that while her past could not be changed, she had the power to shape her present and future. Inspired by this revelation, she decided to write letters to her family, her husband, her children, and even Carter. It was a daunting task, but she felt an overwhelming need to express her feelings, to apologize for the pain she had caused, and to ask for forgiveness. With Margaret's support, Bridget found the courage to put pen to paper. As she wrote, tears flowed freely, a cathartic release of emotions she had bottled up for far too long. She poured her heart into each letter, acknowledging her mistake and expressing her love for her family. It was a healing process, and with each word, she felt a sense of weight lifting off her shoulders. Once the letters were complete, she hesitated before sending them. The fear of rejection loomed large in her mind, but Margaret reminded her that taking that step was essential for her own healing. "You deserve to be heard, Bridget," she said firmly. "No matter the outcome, this is you reclaiming your voice." After much deliberation, Bridget finally mailed the letters, her heart racing with a mix of anxiety and hope. She had no idea how her family would respond, but she knew she had taken a significant step forward towards healing. Days turned into weeks, and just when she began to wonder if she would ever hear back, a letter arrived from her daughter. With trembling hands, Bridget opened it, her heart pounding in her chest. As she read her daughter's words, tears streamed down her face. Her daughter expressed love, understanding, and a willingness to reconnect. It was beautiful, a heartfelt message that sparked a glimmer of hope in Bridget's heart. Following her daughter's letter, Bridget received responses from her husband and even Carter. They expressed their love for her and their desire to mend the fractured relationships. Each letter brought her joy, and the overwhelming sense of acceptance and forgiveness washed over her. With newfound connections, Bridget felt revitalized. She continued to nurture her friendships at the nursing home, growing closer to Margaret and other residents who had become her support system. Their shared experiences and laughter became a balm for her soul, filling the void that had once consumed her. As time passed, Bridget transformed from a woman burdened by regret into one filled with purpose and joy. She found herself engaging in more activities, helping others in the nursing home, and volunteering her time to make the place feel like a true community. Her laughter echoed in the hallways once more, a melody of hope that inspired those around her. Bridget's journey of healing had just begun, but she was determined to embrace every moment. The woman who once left her homes in tears now stood tall, surrounded by friends and family who loved her. With each passing day, she discovered that life, even in its most challenging moments, could still hold beauty and connection. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of this story, and see you on the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ryan, today you're heading out on a business trip, right?
That's right. Why are you asking me about that, though, Gabby? You already saw me leaving the house this morning with my suitcase and everything that I usually take on my business trips, right?
That's true. There wasn't really a serious reason for asking you, actually. I was just making sure there wasn't any changes of plans for you, or you might have to come home earlier or later from that trip. You know, you won't have anything like that coming up, right?
Well, there's never 100% chance that nothing is gonna change with my schedule or anything, but I've already arrived at my hotel now and will be staying here for a night or two.
I see now. Well, if that's the case, then I have nothing left to ask. Sorry for asking you something strange like this when you're probably really busy.
Well, it's not a problem, I guess.
Now, you have a good time with that business trip. And good night.
Sure, good night. Ryan, good evening. This is Rick. I'm sorry for getting in touch with you like this so late in the evening. If you're getting in touch with me at a time like this, though, then that means... That's correct. I got invited to go out with your wife tonight. And what did you say back to her? Just as we had talked about the last time we chatted, I said no to her, and then gave her my reason for wanting to break up with her. I made it clear that had I known she was a married woman before, I would have never gone out with her like I had been. Also, in order to get her to stay together with you and not run off, I made sure not to say anything about you during the breakup. All right. Thank you for doing that. You thanking me right now for something like this? I understand that I had no clue at the time, but I still laid my hands on your wife and did things with her that I never ever should have. But the reason you ever did that was because she lied to you and said that she was single. But even still, I am so very sorry for what happened. Don't bother apologizing for it. You actually listened to what I had asked you to do and told her off, saying that you no longer wanted to see her. There's nothing else I'm upset about regarding you, and I don't want anything else from you, so relax. Thank you so much for saying that. And now, until I've gone and finished things up with Gabby, I'm gonna keep your phone number and everything in my phone in case I need to talk with you again. Is that all right? I'll leave whatever you have planned to do up to your discretion. Understood. Then, for the time being, this was all I needed from you. All right. I'm so sorry for causing all this trouble for you, and thank you so much for understanding why this happened and working with me to end it all.
Ryan, I'm sorry. I would like for you and I to get a divorce.
What? What's all of this about?
Good point. To you, none of this probably makes any sense at all and is very sudden for you. But To be honest, I have found myself a new man that I really like.
Huh? What are you trying to say, Gabby? You are my wife, aren't you? So you have to get how crazy what you're saying to me right now is, right?
But there was no helping this. I mean, even he is in love with me.
Who is the man you're talking about right now?
I'm pretty sure if I told you his name, you still wouldn't know him. But his name is Rick, and he's a 23-year-old man.
What?
For a bit he told me that he didn't want to see me anymore because he found out that I was a married woman. But in the end, he came back saying he couldn't forget about me and had to become my husband. Alright? Right now, he really wants for the both of us to get married soon.
Why did things turn out like that?
Tomorrow, I'm being proposed to by him.
Huh? Why do you keep going on and on about your guys' situation like that? You just said that the both of you are already planning on getting married, yet he hasn't actually proposed to you yet?
This is why I want you and I to get a divorce, Ryan.
Hey!
I left all of the divorce papers at the house for you, so please sign them and go hand them in.
Don't tell me that you've already gone and left the house!
I have, though. I have to start preparing for when he proposes to me tomorrow, and that requires me to be divorced from you and out of your house.
Hold on, you need to slow your horses there.
I'm not slowing down for you anymore. I'm sorry. Make sure to hand those divorce papers in before 5 p.m. when the courthouse is said to close.
I'm telling you to hold on, Gabby!
Goodbye, forever.
Ryan, I know it has been a bit since you and I last talked, so I'm sorry, but something really crazy has happened on my end. What the hell am I supposed to do about all this? Did Gabby come out to you asking to stay at your place? She did. Just a second ago, she arrived at my apartment and started to ring my doorbell non-stop over and over again. She's still out there, sitting on the ground with some suitcases alongside her. She told me that starting today, her and I would be living together, and that's why she brought most of her things along with her to my place. I can't believe this. Do you have any idea what the hell is going on with her? She was telling me just a bit ago about how she thinks that you'll be proposing to her soon. What? You made sure to tell her that you wanted to break up with her, right? Of course I did. I've already gone and made sure to delete everything I had about her off my phone. Also, I have myself a girlfriend right now that I'm planning to get married to really soon here. Wait, you already have another girlfriend and you're planning to marry her already? I do agree that things have moved very fast between her and I, but I'm being serious when I say that I'm not interested in Gabby anymore. Look, both my parents heard about the situation I was in with Gabby and you, and so they told me that if I really wanted to make things right and show her that I wasn't interested anymore, I'd have to find someone else to make mine. And so I ran into this woman I'm with currently, and after a little while, things developed into a very serious relationship where we're both planning to marry one another. So that's what happened there. She happens to understand everything that's happened with me and does not hold any of it against me. That's how open-minded and kind of a person she is. She's the kind of person I want to cherish for the rest of my life. Right now, the both of us are talking about things like our future together in a very serious manner, which means I don't want to go back to some lying woman who never told me about being married to another man. I see. I believe you, Rick. Thank you so much. So how are things going with Gabby right now? She's still out there sitting on the ground waiting for me. I never answered the door or made any noise, so I think she believes that I'm not home and is waiting for me to come back and see her. You can go ahead and report this to the police if you want. What? Are you really okay with me doing something like that to your wife, though? I'm already working on finishing everything off over on my end, and for the most part, I'm prepared to deal the final blow to her and be done with her. So you don't have to worry about her and my relationship with one another anymore. Understood.
Hey, Ryan. I'm back home now. Why are all of your things no longer in our house now?
Oh, so you came all the way back to the house?
I sure did. It turns out I was being played by Rick that whole entire time. He invited me all the way out to his place, making it sound like he wanted to get back together with me and all. Yet, all he did was sit in his place acting like he never was home. And then he went and called the freaking police on me. And for that past week since that day, I have been having to go through all sorts of crap. My parents both had to come all the way out to the police station to come and get me, and were pissed. And I was informed that Rick went ahead and had a restraining order placed on me so that I could never go near him or his apartment ever again.
Oh, he got a restraining order on you, did he?
Right? He's such a jerk for doing that, right? He should have been proposing to me then, but instead, all of this had to happen to me.
I have something I'd like to ask you about. What was your reason for thinking that he was actually going to end up proposing to you then?
What?
What you were telling me before is that he left you saying that he never knew before that you were a married woman, right? And then you said something about how he said he could never forget about you and that he'd propose to you. Can you explain to me what your reasoning was behind thinking he'd propose to you?
I saw him going out to buy an engagement ring from the store. It had only been a couple of months since we broke up, and so I assumed that he was buying that ring for me because there was no way he had anyone else to give it to.
And so that's why you just assumed that he'd be wanting to propose to you because in your head that was his only choice? And that's why you left me with our divorce papers and left the house to go to his? You thought that he'd allow you to start living with him at his apartment even though he hadn't spoken to you for months?
He should have wanted to propose to me and let me move in, but for some reason he acted like he wasn't home at the time and never came to answer the door for me. And then for some reason, he called the police on me.
Rick is married to another woman now.
Huh?
Right after he went and broke up with you, he found himself another woman and things started to get hot there. They went on and on about how they both wanted to get married to one another, and just yesterday it seems as though he and she got married at the courthouse.
What?
In other words, when you saw him going out and buying that engagement ring from the store, you saw him buying a ring for that woman he has been wanting to marry.
Hold on a second. Why do you know so much about all of that? I only ever told you Rick's name and his age. Nothing else, right?
You're too soft. It's been months now since I first realized that you'd been cheating on me, and when I first realized that, I made sure to get to work on finding out everything that I could.
No way.
And the one that went and told Rick about how you were a married woman was me.
No way. How could that... You were doing all of that right behind my back?
And it wasn't just Rick you'd been with back then. There were plenty of other men too, right? From what I'd found, you were also with 2 other men who happened to both be married.
What? No, wait. Whatever you found on those 2 other men is wrong, Ryan.
If you'd really like for me to pull out all the evidence I have, there are plenty of pictures of you with them.
Evidence?
Remember, I made sure to start looking into all of your cheating the moment I realized what you were doing behind my back. And so there are plenty of pictures I had taken of you with other men besides just Rick. But it wasn't like I did all that myself, as I never had that much time to follow you around all the time. So I hired a detective.
You went and got yourself a detective?
I had to, because of all the men you were with. I really didn't have the time to be going out and taking all of those pictures while you were with them, and so I made the choice to hire someone else to do that. And man, was that the right choice. Because of him, I now have so much evidence piled up that you will never be able to talk your way out of any of this.
No. How far did you end up looking into things?
The thing that really surprised me when the detective came back with his findings was that in the past there were multiple cases of you stealing other women's boyfriends from them. When it comes to that Rick you'd been with, he was originally a crush of one of your friends, and you wanted to take him from her. The fact that you have a history of stealing men from other women like that has really sealed away the idea that I have of you now.
So you were able to find out about all of that as well?
Man, you really did a good job trying to fool me.
No way. Does this mean for the past week, me not being able to hear anything from both of you has been because...
That's right. Rick and I had been working on talking with all of those men you'd been with, as well as their wives, in order to get settlements from you all.
You have been already doing all of that behind my back.
I have been working towards all of this for months now, Gabby. Now, as for the house situation and why my things are no longer there, I went ahead and transferred jobs within the company and have moved away with my parents in tow. So don't even bother trying to go to my old office or my parents' old house.
What is going on here? What's going to happen to me?
That's a good point. I was just about to get to all of that. To start, my lawyer is gonna head out and visit you.
Your lawyer?
He has to be there in order to tell you about the settlement I'll be getting from you thanks to all of that evidence I've gained.
A settlement?
Why are you getting so surprised by all of this? Calm down. Please, you knew all of this would be happening if you were found out after you went and did some of the most unfaithful things known to man.
Ryan, don't you think that the two of us could try one more time being a couple?
Impossible.
That was very immediate.
I was just sending you the reply that anyone would send to you. Now, for one other thing.
There's still more that you're going to tell me about?
Before you got married to me, you were in plenty of debt, right? You went and paid that all off with my savings, correct? And never told me a thing about it.
You knew about that?
That was actually the first thing I noticed you'd done behind my back. It was because of that and me taking a look into why you would do such a thing to me that I found another trail leading to you cheating on me with multiple different men.
No way.
I know this is pretty obvious for me to be saying, but you're gonna pay me back all of that money you used as well.
All of it? Do you have any idea how much I had to pay off? That's right, let's do this. We can get this divorce, but when it comes to things like having to split our properties half and half, we can just consider the amount I took from you back then as my half, and you can keep everything you have now. Alright? That should be a good solution to all of this, right?
Listen here, Gabby. When it comes to the money I had made and saved up before we got married, it doesn't fall into the same category as our shared properties.
It doesn't?
So give me that money back.
Hold on.
From now on, please talk with my lawyer about whatever else you have to say to me. And make sure to contact him when you have my money ready.
No way.
And as for the divorce papers you left me with a week ago, I already handed them in, signed and all.
I don't have any money, though. You're kidding me, right?
Not at all.
Ryan?
I started to receive call after call from Gabby wanting to talk things over with me again, but when I never did answer a single one of them, she resorted back to texting me. And each one of her texts read, "As long as I go back to you, we don't have to fight anymore, right?" I got so irritated over all of those text notifications that I just blocked her in the end. Unfortunately, both of those wives from the two other men she'd been cheating on me with have started asking her for a settlement, and she's trying even harder now to get back to me, thinking I'll be able to take care of that for her. I told my lawyer to go to her and explain that even if she was able to get back together with me, I would keep all my bank accounts closed from her so that she could never lay her hands on my money ever again, which caused her to break down crying. Eventually, it became impossible for my lawyer to even hold a simple conversation with Gabby without her breaking down, and so he got in touch with both of her parents, and they kindly paid me the settlement I'd asked for. Currently, Gabby is out in the middle of nowhere working on a farm where she's also being forced to live, making whatever money she can to pay her parents back with. However, even at that farm, she's been trying to get with the owner of the place, and when his wife found out about that, a whole new mound of problems started to form. She'll most likely be kicked off that farm pretty soon here, and will have to find other work where she can make some money to pay off all of that debt to her parents. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Dad, what the hell is going on? Is it true that you asked Mom for a divorce? She just told me that you ambushed her with papers this morning. What on earth were you thinking? You owe her and I an explanation.
Well, Emily, sadly, it's true. Your mother and I are getting a divorce. And if you're on her side, then I guess I'll have to cut you off as well.
What the hell? You are crazy. First of all, I am asking you why. How could I take sides when I don't even know why you are doing this? Please explain.
I guess your mother hasn't told you anything then.
No, she hasn't. Do you know why? It's because she doesn't know why you are suddenly asking for a divorce. All she knows is that you had these papers prepared and brought it up out of the blue. It sounded like Mom really had no clue this was coming. Dad, come on, talk to me. I thought you guys were doing well. Has something happened since I left town? I haven't been home enough to understand your relationship with her these days.
Huh? Did she actually say that?
Say what?
That she doesn't have any idea why I'm divorcing her? Because if she doesn't understand why, then she has a serious problem.
Huh? What is that supposed to mean? Just tell me what it is, Dad.
You know what? No. I'm not going to just hand out reasons for free. She should really think about it herself. If she can't figure out why I'm doing this, then she needs to get some kind of help.
Come on, Dad. You're being ridiculous. We can't move things forward if you're the only person who knows what is going on.
I'm doing this for her, Emily. Don't you see it's not going to help her if everyone keeps babying her? She's a grown woman. She needs to reflect on the things she's done. Anyway, I'm just about to kick her out of the house. That should give her plenty of motivation and time to think about her actions.
What? Dad, you told her about the divorce just this morning. You can't do that. There's no need to be cruel to her. Besides, it's getting late. Just let her sleep in my room or something, please.
No, I'm not gonna go easy on her. She's put herself in this situation. I guess this is difficult to understand for a 25-year-old girl. But you need to grow up and stop being so naive too, Emily.
Well, it's certainly true that I am having difficulty understanding what you're doing. Especially since you're not giving any hints. But I'm saying that it's late, and it's not safe for Mom to be wandering around the streets in the dark.
She's a grown woman. I'm sure she'll be able to figure out where to stay for the night. I just don't want her in my house anymore. I'd rather be called cruel than to be sharing a roof with that greedy bitch. Don't worry, no one's going to harass an old lady anyway.
Dad, I am your daughter. If you're not going to tell me what's going on, then at least have some decency not to call her names in front of me. And what the hell do you mean greedy? Does this have something to do with money? It can't be though, can it? Mom is the most frugal person on earth.
Well, I guess she was doing a great job fooling all of us. I should have known who she really is on the inside. She's deceived me and you as well.
Huh?
Don't let her get to you, Emily. I'm telling you, your mother is full of lies.
Mom, where are you right now? Did Dad really kick you out?
Yes, he did. I was able to find a cab and just arrived at the station. I think I'm going to take your offer to stay with you tonight. If you are still okay with it, that is.
Of course you can, Mom. You can stay with me for as long as you need.
Thank you, sweetheart. I just entered the station. It looks like a train should be arriving soon. Is there a clinic that is still open at this hour near your apartment?
I don't know of any clinics, but the hospital is near the station you get off. Why? Are you feeling ill?
Well, I don't want to upset you, but I guess you will find out the second I see you. Your father hit me when he kicked me out.
He did what? Where? On your face?
Yes. It's not that bad, but it's a bit swollen around the eye. I'd like to get it checked out if possible, just to be sure there's nothing broken.
Oh my God, Mom, I am so sorry. I will meet you at the station and we will go to the hospital together. Are you in pain? Are you bleeding?
I have a small cut, but it stopped bleeding now. But yes, I am in kind of pain, so I would like some strong painkillers from the doctor if possible. I want to be able to get some sleep tonight. It's been a very long day.
Of course.
Oh, but your father took most of my cash and credit card. Thankfully, I have a debit card from my old account, but I wasn't able to stop by the ATM. Is it possible to borrow some money from you? I feel horrible asking. I'll pay you back tomorrow when I get the cash out.
Mom, don't worry about anything. I got you covered. God, I can't believe he hit you. Why is this happening though?
He still won't say?
No, but he called you greedy. Do you have any idea why?
He said that to my face too. But I honestly don't know why I asked him what he's talking about, but he just yells without any decent explanation. Honest to God, Emily, I haven't spent much money on, well, anything.
Yeah, I believe you. You are the complete opposite of greedy. We all know it.
I do not know. There must be something real strange going on in his head. Oh, the train is here.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't have to wait too long. It should take about 30 minutes for the train to arrive into the city. Try to get some rest during the ride, okay? I will be waiting for you at the station exit, and we can talk about everything after we get you cleaned up at the hospital.
Okay. Thank you, Emily.
I love you, Mom.
Love you too, honey. See you soon.
Emily, has your mother contacted you? As I told you last night, you can't let that woman get to you. She's full of lies. Don't talk to her, do you understand?
That is impossible, Dad.
You spoke to her?
Yes, of course I have. And frankly, I have no clue how you expect me to be supportive of you. I mean, Mom doesn't know why you are divorcing her. And clearly, you are not telling us what's going on. We don't know what is making you act the way you are acting right now. But hey, here's what I do know. You hit her and kicked her out of the house. So make a guess, Dad. Whose side do you think I am on now?
Oh, well, I didn't mean to hit her. That was just an accident. Things got out of hand because she won't admit what she's done.
Whatever. If you want me to have any sympathy for you, you better start talking. or I am going to stop talking to you.
Emily, listen to me. This is all her fault, not mine.
Well, make me understand then.
Fine. I wanted her to come clean about everything, but so be it. Your mother used all my savings without my permission. $100,000 gone! Can you imagine?
What? 100,000?
That's right. I was so shocked when I found out. All these years she was acting so frugal to gain our trust. She was probably waiting for the right moment to steal from me. So there, now you know the truth. We might be married, but I will not allow her to do such a thing. That is why I am divorcing her. I'm sorry, but your mother is a greedy thief.
Okay. Why did she do it, though?
Huh?
Well, I mean, if you think she stole from you, you of course confirmed it with her, right? You are not just saying it's gone, right? Do you know how she spent the money?
Of course I do. She bought a car.
A car? What? Dad, that doesn't make any sense. She hasn't driven in years, ever since she got into that nasty accident. She only takes the cab and public transport, you know that.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. She didn't buy the car for herself. She used my money to buy her brother one. Can you believe that?
Huh? You mean Uncle Bob? Well, I did see him driving a new car when I saw him last. But are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. I looked it up. That car was just around $100,000.
Wait, did you really check that Mom paid for it? He probably bought it himself.
Bob buy a car? Not possible. That guy doesn't have that kind of money. He barely works. That fool is over 40 now, and all he does is go to the bar every day. He's a loner because no one wants a drunk like him. And the money he inherited from your grandfather is long gone. He's a loser and does not deserve that kind of a luxury car.
Dad, no, you got it wrong. Uncle Bob didn't use up Grandpa's money. He put it into investment. In stocks, I think. The last I heard, he was doing pretty well with it.
Stock investment?
Yeah, that's what he does, you know? He's an investor. He always had multiple investments, so he knows what he is doing. Why do you think he doesn't have any money? You should know about this, Dad.
Huh? He's an investor?
Yes, and for the record, I have never seen him drunk. He also has a fiancée. He is getting married soon. He is nothing like you think.
Oh, well.
You are being totally strange. How come you're acting like you don't know any of this? Mom told you about him being engaged months ago. Have you not been listening?
Did she? I don't recall anything.
Of course she did. We are invited to his wedding. And I remember Mom telling you that Uncle Bob was looking for a car recommendation because he was getting married. He wanted something more suitable as a family car. So I'm pretty sure that the new car you are talking about is what he bought in preparation of his marriage.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. What happened to my money then? If your mother didn't use it to buy her brother a car, then where did my $100,000 go?
Seriously, Dad, you need to talk to Mom. I think you are making a huge mistake. Hello, Gary.
Sandra, it's you. I'm surprised to hear from you directly. Do you finally have something you'd like to say to me?
Yes. So, what is this about me spending your money? 100,000, you say? I never in my life touched anybody else's monies but mine. And the most expensive thing I bought over the years is maybe the dishwasher that was a couple of $100. Why are you accusing me of something that I have never done? You're making everything up in your own head.
Well, then let me ask you this. What happened to the money you inherited from your father? There should have been like, what, $200,000? You act so frugal, and yet you spent the entire thing. You must have used mine, too, after you realized your pocket was empty.
What the hell are you talking about? The money I inherited from my father is sitting in my bank account, untouched. Not a cent, Gary.
What?
Why on earth do you even care about my inheritance?
You haven't touched it? Well, then your brother got that car on his own?
My brother's car? Yes. Of course he would buy his own car. Why the hell would I buy him one? He has money himself. Much more than I do.
I guess what Emily was saying about the guy was true then. I had no idea he was an investor and had thought you were giving him things.
What the hell?
Well then, I guess I can take back the whole divorce thing. You can come back home.
I beg your pardon?
Tell you what, I'll let you off the hook if you give me half of the inheritance from your dad right away.
I'm sorry. What?
You know, for causing confusion. You should have explained yourself better when I confronted you.
I don't think so.
Huh?
Don't you hum me. Why on earth would I give you any of what my father left me? You are not worth a penny of it. That is a precious gift from him. And if I ever use it for something, that is my decision, and mine only. I don't owe you anything. Not money, and definitely not an apology. Keep dreaming, Gary.
You don't know anything, do you, stupid woman? I'm saying give me half of what I'm entitled to. It should have been in my account long ago. If you would have done so sooner, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now.
Entitled? What the hell are you talking about? You are not entitled to anything.
Of course I am, silly. I have the right to inherit the money just as you do by law.
What crazy law are you referring to? Please explain, because I'm so confused.
I am his son-in-law. I have the right to inherit his money, you dumbass. Clearly you don't know anything, Sandra. Just do as I say, okay? If a parent dies, the children are entitled to equal divisions of the inheritance, and the spouse of the child another half. So if you inherited $200,000, I'm entitled to $100,000. Get it? God, you're so stupid. Now I waited 2 years for you to give it to me, so just get on with it. If you had done it when your dad died, none of this drama would have ever happened. This is all your fault, not mine.
Oh my god. This is actually funny. You think you can trick me like that? I'm not as stupid as you think I am. And the spouse of the child, another half? Don't make me laugh. Maybe in Garyland, but not in this country, honey.
What? I'm not tricking you, I'm just telling you the truth.
Why don't you do some reading for once, Gary? The inheritance, unless otherwise stated in the sealed will, is distributed to the spouse and the children. And it stops there. No children-in-law. You are not entitled to anything, you fool.
What? No, that can't be true. I heard it from a buddy at the bar. He assured me that I had as much right as you do.
You believe what another drunk told you? Seriously, Gary, you are embarrassing. You are a grown man. You should have at least checked the fact if you believed him. But hey, we are all aware how you are so clumsy about finding the truth. You always believe what you want to. It's so pathetic. Get a grip.
I don't believe you. You're the one trying to trick me. You know what? I am divorcing you after all. Even if what you're saying is true, you just proved that you are, in fact, greedy. I supported you all these years, and you won't even give me my share. I can't stay with someone like you. You had your chance to make things right with me. Well, baby, it's gone now. Our marriage is over.
That is not a problem for me, dear.
In fact, I have already signed the papers and sent them to my lawyer, who should have been discussing it with your lawyer as we speak. I'm sure yours will be contacting you very shortly.
Well, smarty pants, you just watch what happens. I've hired a well-known divorce attorney. He's going to squeeze everything out of you.
Whatever, Gary. Whatever. All we are going to do is see you making an embarrassment out of your own stupidity. Bye.
Sandra! Sandra, where the hell are you? Answer my damn calls. What is this about suing me for consolation money? On what grounds? And why am I being denied my division of assets?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about again? Have you not been speaking to your own lawyer? I shouldn't be the one who has to explain these things to you. Please don't contact me.
Just tell me why you're suing me. For what? I never cheated on you.
Okay, thank you? Oh my god, Gary. You think a woman can only sue for consolation? Money if the man cheats, don't you? How could you been so blind that you are this dumb?
Well, what then? You don't have anything on me.
Of course I do. You assaulted me, remember? I have medical records from when you beat me before kicking me out of the house. On top of that, you spread stupid rumors among my family and friends about me using your non-existing money. You really did yourself a favor, just adding reasons for me to sue you, Gary. You know I can actually get you arrested for assaulting me, right?
Arrest? You can't do that.
Yes, I certainly can.
But you wouldn't do that to me. I am your husband.
You mean nothing to me, Gary. But no, I won't, at least for now. And that is simply for the sake of Emily. Because I don't want her to become the daughter of a convicted criminal. So if you agree to pay me what I have asked for, then I will promise not to report you to the police. If you want to keep fighting, then God knows that I will decide in the upcoming days. Do you understand what I am saying?
Well, what about the division of assets? As long as I get the equal share of what you have, I can pay you from that.
What? You are such a dreamer.
What do you mean? I might not be eligible for your father's inheritance, but I'm certainly eligible to the division of our assets from while we were married.
No. Inherited money is considered separate property if kept in individual accounts or not used for marital expenses. Too bad, Gary. As I have not been telling you repeatedly, you are not entitled to anything.
What?
I'm sure your lawyer is going to fill you in on the rest. Make sure you listen carefully. Clearly, you haven't been doing so up to this point. I am tired of having to explain things from you.
Wait, Sandra!
No, I'm not waiting.
Please! Listen, I don't have any money! I won't survive if I have to pay you anything! You don't want me wandering around the streets, do you? I'm Emily's daddy!
I don't know how you don't have any money since you do work, but I guess you are going to have to work even harder. Not that it have any of my business. I have nothing more to say to you. You shouldn't be contacting me at all anyway. From here on, please talk to me through your lawyer, like you should have been in the first place. Goodbye. I am blocking you now.
Sandra? Hello? Sandra!
My mother and I were left in shock after the whole thing, for not realizing how dumb and ignorant my father was all these years. We heard through my mother's divorce lawyer that the lawyer on the other end too was having a very hard time with my father because his level of understanding of the whole situation was extremely poor and he required extensive instructions on what to do or not to do. Even though they were on opposite sides, my mother felt terrible for making my father's lawyer go through his stupidity.
Having no grounds for winning any of my mother's inheritance, and with solid proof of his abuse, not only did Mom keep all her money, but the court also ruled that she received the consolation money she asked for, leaving my father in debt. It turned out that the pathetic man didn't have much money left in his account because he used all up on luxury items he never needed in the first place, assuming he was going to win money from the divorce. He now cries his sorry bum every night, alone in the filthy old apartment he can barely afford.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.